You probably think you know what a drone is, right? But what if it could actually think for itself? Well, artificial intelligence is giving drones this radical upgrade, turning them from just simple tools into smart, autonomous partners that can adapt and collaborate up there in the sky. This is the real future of flight.
So, take a look at these two. On the left, you've got a multi-rotor drone, the kind you might see in a park. On the right, that's NASA's high-tech Icona. Now, you might see a huge difference in their design, but what's truly revolutionary isn't their shape or their size. It's the invisible AI brain humming away inside that's changing absolutely everything. All right, so here's our flight plan for this explainer. We're going to cover why drones are getting so much smarter, introduce a whole new way to classify them based on that intelligence, and then we'll break down the 5 key dimensions of their AI. After that, we'll peek under the hood at the algorithms, tackle the big challenges that still remain, and finally, look toward our airborne future.
So, what happens when drones get a brain? Well, for one, our old ways of thinking about them, as just remote-controlled gadgets, are becoming totally obsolete. The real question is, how do we even begin to wrap our heads around their powerful new capabilities? To answer that, we need a whole new blueprint. And the source material for this explainer proposes exactly that. A new framework for classifying drones that moves beyond their physical hardware and focuses on what really matters now, their intelligence.
Yeah, forget about fixed-wing versus multi-rotor. That's the old way of thinking. And honestly, it tells you next to nothing about what a drone can actually do. The new way? It's all about behavior. It's about what a drone can accomplish and how it thinks, all thanks to its AI. Okay, so this brings us to the core concept from the research, a 5-dimensional framework. You should think of it as a new language, a new way to describe and understand the true impact AI is having on these machines. Let's dive in. This pentagon right here is our guide to this new world of intelligent drones. Right at its heart, you see the AI core, which connects 5 crucial dimensions that define what a modern drone can do. We're going to break them down one by one. First up, mission adaptability. This is all about being flexible on the fly, literally. Imagine a drone at a disaster site. It starts out doing surveillance, right? But then the AI decides it's actually more valuable as a communications relay to help first responders. That's adaptability in action.
Next, we have the autonomy level. This is basically the drone's ability to think for itself. And it's not just an on or off switch. It's a whole spectrum, from a drone that just helps a human pilot fly straight, all the way to one that has complete situational awareness and can make complex decisions entirely on its own.
Third is communication intelligence. See, these drones don't just fly, they talk. AI optimizes how they communicate with each other and with us on the ground, creating these smart, self-healing networks that cut down on lag and find the most efficient way to share critical data.
Okay, now let's talk about scalability, and this is where it gets really futuristic. We are talking about swarms. Seriously, think of a flock of birds or an ant colony. AI allows hundreds, maybe even thousands of drones to coordinate and act as one single intelligent unit to achieve a common goal. It's wild.
And our final dimension is deployment context. A drone's AI isn't one size fits all. A drone designed for agriculture needs a totally different kind of intelligence than one that's delivering packages in a dense city. AI lets them become specialists, perfectly tailored to their job and their environment.
So we've seen what these intelligent drones can do, but how do they do it? Let's take a quick peek under the hood at the actual technology that's powering these 5 dimensions.
Now, this might look super complex, but the main takeaway is actually pretty simple. All these different AI systems are working together behind the scenes to make the drone smarter. They're constantly learning, adapting, and improving everything from navigation to security.
So how does this AI actually think? Well, it uses a few key techniques. Deep reinforcement learning is like trial and error on steroids. It lets a drone figure out the best flight path all by itself. Federated learning lets a whole swarm learn together without sharing private data, which is amazing. Then you've got graph neural networks, which help coordinate the swarm like a digital shepherd. And finally, convolutional neural networks. Those are the eyes of the drone, letting it see and understand the world.
And this table here really boils down the trade-offs perfectly. Your traditional algorithms, they're fast, they're reliable, but they just can't handle surprises. AI-driven methods, on the other hand, can adapt to anything in real time. The catch? They are hungry for data and computational power, which is a huge deal for a flying machine running on a battery. Of course, this future isn't here just yet. As exciting as all this is, the research also highlights some pretty major hurdles that engineers are working tirelessly to overcome. Let's take a look at those roadblocks.
And solving these challenges is super urgent. I mean, just look at this chart. The number of research papers on this topic has absolutely exploded, jumping from only 12 in 2020 to 69 in just 2024. This field is moving at an incredible pace.
So here are the 4 biggest roadblocks. Energy is the classic one. Batteries just don't last long enough yet. Security is massive. We have to protect these things from being hacked. Managing huge swarms effectively is still incredibly complex. And finally, the law. Policy and regulations are still playing catch-up with how fast the tech is advancing.
So, where does all this leave us? Well, we are right on the cusp of a new era. We're moving toward a future where drones aren't just tools, but they're true partners in the sky.
This quote from the source paper really just nails the essence of this whole shift. It's about moving away from these static, pre-programmed flight paths toward dynamic, intelligent machines that can actually make their own decisions in the moment.
And that's really the ultimate takeaway here. Artificial intelligence isn't just an upgrade for drones, it is fundamentally rewriting the entire blueprint for what a drone is and what it's going to be capable of in the very near future.
Which leaves us with one final thought to ponder. When drones possess an intelligence that allows them to adapt, to swarm, and to react as naturally as a flock of birds, what will our skies actually look like?